What's up everyone, Arctic here, bringing you guys a brand new Gears of War Judgment discussion video. Today I'm going to be talking about the loadout system, how it works, offering up some feedback on it, and giving you guys my general thoughts. If you guys missed my video the other day, actually, I did one on the new map Street, the Marksa, and the Bushka. I hope you guys know every time I say that weapon, that's what's going to happen. Bushka! That's just going to be just like that all the time. So, yeah, Skyless, teammate, he's talked about the loadout system. He's not a big fan of it. Matter of fact, I don't think he likes it at all. And I'm kind of on the fence. There's some things that I think could change with the metagame that could make it more team-oriented, which I'll get into. But generally speaking, it seems like you guys don't like it. And I haven't seen it seems like more like Pitchfork. You see one person like, oh, F the loadout system, it's going to be a rifle fest. And I haven't really seen at least my perspective on how it could play out in a positive light. Everything has been pretty negative, and I just think it's like that Pitchfork bandwagon. You see one person complaining about it, you're going to say the same thing or something similar. So hopefully with my insight onto it, you guys maybe change your attitude towards it, perspective, maybe a little bit, like, oh yeah, I could kind of see that. So if you guys are unfamiliar of how the loadout system works, in Gears of War Judgment, you have your primary weapon, your secondary, and then you get to choose grenades. Your primary weapon is going to be one of 7 choices. Okay, so this is where Quenan was alluding to character classes and giving you the ability to play how you like. You can either choose one of the rifles, which is Lancer, Retro, Classic Hammerburst, or the semi-auto that we're all used to. You can choose the shotgun, you can choose the Nasher or Sawed-Off, or you can choose a sniper with the Marksa. So those are one of the 7 weapons you can choose. So if you like to snipe, you're probably going to choose the Marksa. If you like to be the Russian Slayer, you're probably going to choose a Nasher. If you like to support, maybe get some quick hammerburst kills, you might be one of the rifle players. Or maybe you like CQC with, that's close quarter combat for you guys that didn't know. With the rifles, you might choose the Retro. Again, trying to give you that freedom of choice to make that decision. The secondary, to my knowledge, is not going to be able to be changed. You're going to have the snub pistol. Works pretty well as a secondary backup Lancer. If you guys are familiar with Gears 3, have some of those guys that have really good pistols. That's going to be the same in Gears Judgment. So if you're a Nasher guy and you want to have that long distance rifle play, I guess, you want to battle a guy with the Lancer, you can whip out your pistol and do some damage. So it's pretty good. Now with the grenades, you get the choice between 5, I believe. Frags, stem, spot, smoke, and ink. You cannot choose the incendiary grenade in the version that I played. They may have changed that, I don't know. But those are your options there with the grenades. So, you know, if you want to be a Lancer guy and then, you know, have stem grenades, you can do that. Or ink or whatever. You want to be area denial kind of guy. That's kind of like an all-out support, actually. You could be that guy. Or if you want to be the Russian Slayer, you could be the Nasher frag grenade guy. So that's kind of what their thought process is, I think, with that. Now, alright, so here's a couple points I want to make about, I guess, the Rifle Fest with the loadout comparison, or down but not out comparison. So a lot of people that have compared, or what they're used to, I guess, with Gears of War, they think about stopping power and they think about active reload damage boost. Those two things aren't in Gears Judgment, okay? So Gears 2 mentality where, yeah, people are going to be slow as molasses, or Gears 3 when they're running towards you and you're lancering them down, that shit's not going to happen anymore, okay? So if you don't react quickly, you don't get that help with them slowing down so it's easier to track them, you're not going to get that help and assistance in Gears Judgment. So if people are rushing at you at 100 miles an hour, they're going to come at you at 100 miles an hour. It's not going to slow down. And if they can wall bounce, which a lot of the more experienced players can, you're going to have a shitstorm on you if you don't have very good accuracy with the rifle. So that whole notion of it being a rifle fest is kind of putting me off a little bit. And I think people are kind of like comparing what they're used to instead of what actually, I mean, if you played Zeta, if you played Gears of War 1, those weren't rifle fests. I mean, you had to team shoot a lot, especially in Gears of War 1 with the Lancer. You had to team shoot. And then in Gears 3, what made the rifles there so offensive is the active damage boost on top of the stopping power. So that's gone in Gears Judgment, guys. So if you are a wall bouncer and you're good at wall bouncing and someone is rifling you in an area that they should not be rifling you, you're probably going to kill them. Okay. All right. So let me just plant that seed. There's no stopping power, guys. None. You can move. All right. All right. Second point I want to make. This is the thing where I've been kind of wrapping my head around how metagame is going to work. All right. So with this idea of kind of character classes and filling roles, you have to kind of assess how you're going to play each match before it happens. And if you have a team, obviously if you're in a party or whatever, it's probably easier. But if you're running solo and you want to be that support guy, you have to hope that someone else on your team has a Nasher. So this is kind of like the give and take, where I think it could be good, but it also could be bad, especially in ranked gameplay, because you don't know what the hell other people are going to have, and most people aren't going to communicate. So if you have a guy that wants to be a Slayer, and he doesn't have any support, then, you know, it could be kind of a mess. You could have some guy going for a power weapon way over on the other side of the map, and then another guy all by himself with his Nasher getting rifled and Nashered by the enemy team. In cooperative play and team play, this could get really interesting. So you could have roles, you know, where your Slayer is the Nasher guy and he's trying to fight for that power weapon. I think that role of the Slayer power weapon Nasher guy is going to be a guy that can either secure the power weapon so that your power weapon player can pick it up. So if, you know, you're fighting for a torque bow or a digger or a breach shot, you're going to have your Nasher guy run in there, clean up whoever's trying to grab it. Your Lancer guy or your Rifle guy is going to be supporting him, maybe throwing grenades, doing whatever he needs to do, instead of, you know, 4 guys or 3 guys and 1 Lancer guy all trying to Nasher over a spot. You have more of a role, more concise play, like, okay, these 2 guys are going to Nasher. Well, I'm not that good with the Nasher, so they're not going to force me into that fight. I'm just going to go ahead and play with my rifle, and I'm going to support them. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about metagame, a little bit differently than what I've seen. Like, I haven't seen too many people making the argument like, oh, you know, there could be roles in team play. Like, ranked play might be different. You know, if I'm in a party, it could be a little bit different. I haven't really seen that. So that's something that I want you guys to kind of think about and kind of offer up some feedback on. How is that going to play out with roles? It could be really, really good, or it could be really bad, especially in ranked play. Like I said, you know, not having that communication, not having the right people picking the right loadouts that they should be picking, could be kind of a mess. Now, here's what I don't really like about, and this is the same kind of argument. You know, in Gears 2, Gears 3, you kind of could do it all. You know, if you are a really good player and you wanted to Lancer, you know you needed to back off, you could kind of do that with the Lancer, and then you could switch to your Nasher if someone got in your face and put them away too. So you could be like a little one-man army. I think Epic was kind of thinking about that, especially with Gears 3, the lack of power weapon use. I mean, not use, but the fact that you really didn't need a power weapon because you had your Lancer and your Nasher. So, I mean, that aspect of not being able to do it all, so to speak, is kind of like, man, you know, I liked having both, because sometimes I wanted to go into a match in Lancer, and then if I needed my Nasher, it was there. So that I guess that support net, that safety net, isn't there for me to just switch to my Nasher really quick and hope I can get some kills. So what is going to end up happening is I'm going to have to hope I kill someone with a Nasher, or pick up another CQC weapon, that's close quarter combat again, which could be like a Scorcher or something like that. Swap that out with my pistol, and then, you know, maybe I can fight a little bit better, or if I pick up a Nasher, I can fight someone and still have that same, I guess, mental perception of being able to do it all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next time, guys, I will catch you later. Peace.